Sort of like I was dancing with two partners, medical community and the complementary regimes. They both played a huge role, so 100% each.
She's talking about the integrated approach she took to surviving a horrific series of health challenges. At 54, Kathy McLaughlin looks like a picture of perfect health. She works out 3 times a week, plays tennis 2 or 3 times a week, and hikes with her daughter. But getting here wasn't easy. Let's rewind the clock about 14 years.
I just turned 40 and I was embarking on a great new job, and I found a lump right here. I finally went to the doctor, and he said it was probably something.
What that something was Hodgkin's lymphoma.
After the initial absolute devastation of, oh my God, I'm the healthiest person I know, how could this have happened? Why did it happen? And all the thoughts that you go through. Ultimately, it was a 4-month treatment cycle with chemotherapy.
But her treatment didn't stop at the cancer clinic door. Early on, Kathy developed an integrated approach: yoga, reflexology, and meditation. 4 months later, Kathy completed chemotherapy and was given a clean bill of health.
Changed careers, did a whole bunch of stuff for about 7 years, thinking that's all behind me, my health, great. I mean, I was actually running to work.
Sadly, her battles were only just beginning. One of the lasting marks of Kathy's fight with cancer was her toenails. They kept falling off.
They had never grown back properly, so every summer, frankly, they just kind of fell off, and I got fed up with this. For vanity reasons, I decided to go to the GP and see if I could do something about it, because I thought maybe it was a, toenail fungus or something.
It was more than something. It was the beginning of a knockdown, full-on fight with death.
He said, there's something terribly wrong with you. Your liver enzymes are way times normal. And if I didn't see you here looking as healthy as you do, I would say these are the blood test results of a very, very sick woman.
Very sick indeed. Her cancer had returned and her liver was failing. She was caught in a deadly catch-22. She needed a liver transplant but wasn't eligible because she had cancer. The chemo for the cancer, however, would kill her liver. Without the chemo, the cancer would take her life.
I thought I was going to die. Yeah. I thought eventually one of these two diseases would kill me, and the worst part was they were accelerating each other, so it was kind of a race to the finish.
But Kathy wasn't about to give up. She turned to Dr. Hal Gunn, a cancer care integrated medicine specialist. He worked with her to develop a complementary approach that kept her and her liver well enough to survive chemo and stay healthy long enough to become eligible for a liver transplant. Steroids helped her tolerate a gentler form of chemo. Her treatment also included vitamin D, meditation, and yoga.
Well, it certainly helps people deal with stress, reduce stress, get into relaxation, and that is, the key to preventing illness, to me, and healing.
4.5 years later, her liver was barely hanging on. She had remained cancer-free and was put on the liver transplant list. And fortunately, a liver became available.
I go through 19 hours of surgery and come out of it, basically new and improved. But that's not the end of the story. So then comes the bad news.
Hours before going home, she started to hemorrhage. She fell into a coma. Her body had rejected the liver. If she was going to live, she needed another liver in the next 48 hours.
By all rights, the universe doesn't owe me another liver, right? And I had to wait 6 months for the first one. So how do you get a liver in 48 hours? Miraculously, I obviously got a second liver, and I've had it ever since.
Kathy has now been cancer-free for 6 years. She says taking greater responsibility for her health, playing an active role in her treatment options, and living a life that includes exercise, diet modification, along with a suite of complementary practices, are critical to her in maintaining her health and allowing her to enjoy life.
My daughter said, "Hey, Mom, let's go for a hike." I said, "Okay, sure, where do you want to go?" She said, "Well, let's go up the Chief." I went, "Oh my God." And then I did it. I'm not sure I could do it before I had cancer, but I can do it now.